everybody, this is another episode of JPC's Workshop. Thought I'd bring you up to date on the Cap 21 project, which as you can see here is finished. Turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. The color you see is vinyl. It's a cast fluorescent vinyl that I get from a sign shop that has an eBay store. It's really, really thin and goes around curves really well. And I mean, it's about half the thickness of the trim monocoat sheets, if you guys remember that stuff. So it's, I mean, up close, there's a few spots where I'm not super happy with how it turned out, but all in all, looks pretty good. The little hatch that I showed you in the last episode works great. Battery stays in place, everything's cool, really easy to do. The bottom, let me see if I can tip it up here and show you the bottom of it. The bottom is just black and white. That black is Rust-Oleum appliance epoxy spray paint that I painted right over the covering material. I scuffed it first with Scotch-Brite, wiped it down with alcohol, and painted it. Sticks fine. What can I say? It flies great, better than I expected. Very stable. The little sub fin down there apparently solved the issues with snap rolling, because it has no tendencies to snap out even if you pull it hard with more elevator travel than it's supposed to have. It just grooves. It does snap roll fantastically well when you ask it to, but you don't have any bad habits. Spins, recovers instantly when you reduce the or remove the control inputs for the spin. Knife edge, absolutely no coupling. You just roll it up, kick rudder, tracks straight as an arrow. Super happy with how it flies. Got some different props to experiment with. That one is a 16/8 that I cut down to a 15/8, and I've got a 14/8.5 and a 14/7 to try, because most of my flying is done at half throttle, so it's definitely got a lot of power and a lot of prop. But there it is, 30-plus-year-old airplane brought back to life and modernized, and it just flies great. I think the only thing I'm going to do now is the landing gear is actually a little bit wider. It's kind of splayed out, which means it's shorter than I want it. And these wheel pants, they are angled a little bit wrong, so I've already got some scrapes on the back here from the ground, but I mean, that's minor. Probably not super motivated to work on that, to be honest. But that's it for that project. Now let's see, I got the hot liner back in the air. Basically, I stole the prop hub off of my big 12-foot glider up there and put it back on here, and was flying it yesterday and did not make sure that this front hatch was properly secured, and it blew off somewhere over the field. Didn't even see it. So I made a new one, and this is fiberglass. So the trick to making a new hatch, whereas the old one was actually the piece of the fuselage that I cut out when I made it originally, what I did was I cut a piece of foam board to fit in there, basically closed off the hole. I covered that with packing tape and then cut the packing tape and pushed it down so I had a really good seam there. Covered all the rest of the top of the fuselage with packing tape, put some wax on it, laid up fiberglass and epoxy over that, and while it was still wet, I actually used the rest of the epoxy and mixed up some West Systems lightweight filler with the epoxy to make a peanut buttery type stuff. Built that up over the top of the glass so I could just sand it back down to the profile I wanted, and then did that, sanded it back down, and now we have a replacement hatch. And I just covered it with some of the vinyl, same stuff I used there. Hatch is done, and the color matches the wings, which is ridiculously bright. And again, my favorite, black and white on the bottom, because that just is such a visible combination. The only other thing that's going on is the Puma up here is getting a different battery setup. I've been running it on 6 cells, and now it's going to be going to 8 cells. So I'll be making some 8-cell stick packs. I had 2 battery trays that came with it that are designed for long 12S or whatever stick packs. And then I adapted the shorter battery tray that I had designed and 3D printed for the 6-cell packs, basically just lengthened it, and I had to make it 2-piece so it would fit on my printer, and printed a 3rd tray. So I will be able to do 3 battery sticks for it. And then Friday, I have another helicopter arriving. The Align TB40 will be joining the fleet to join the Oxy 3 and the XL550 and the Puma. Poor old Mini Protos is decommissioned for now. It doesn't have a flybarless unit in it. Probably will be decommissioned permanently, but we'll see. That's about it from the workshop. Not a lot going on this time. I'll have more videos of the TB40 when it gets done. And I need to get some video of this glider flying because it's a lot of fun. It climbs ridiculously fast and then zooms by fast with no power. So fun stuff. Guess that's about it. We'll catch you guys in the next one.